Hello students, myself Mrs. Meeta Pandey, science teacher, St. Paul's High School. So today we'll be starting with the new chapter, that is chapter number 6, Classification of Plants for Standard 9th. Now as the name of the chapter is suggesting, classification of plants, we all know that in this chapter we need to study about the classification of plants or the plant kingdom. So in this video, along with discussing the classification of plants, we will also discuss about the classification of living world or the living organisms. Now we all know that in the year 1959, one of the scientists named Whittaker, he classified the living organisms into 5 main kingdoms, about which we'll be studying in this video. And then after that we'll be studying about the classification of plants. So here also we are knowing that in the year 1883, one of the scientists, or one of the botanists named Eichler, he actually classified plant kingdom into 2 main subkingdoms, cryptogams and phanerogams. So this is all about that we'll be studying in this video, and along with that some assignment questions will also be given. Now whatever assignment questions are given in the video, the answers will be included in the explanation itself. So if we all will be listening to the explanation as given in the video very carefully, we'll be able to answer the assignment questions on our own. And one thing more, the assignment questions which will be given at the end of the video, they are very much related to the textual questions. So I have tried to include the explanation of not only the chapter's content, but I have tried to explain the chapter in terms of the textual questions also, so that it makes it easier for you all to attempt the textual questions also, as well as the assignment questions given at the end. So let's see for the classification of the living organisms first, and then followed by the classification of the plant kingdom given after it. Here we'll be studying about the classification of the living organisms. As we all know, there was a scientist named Whittaker who had given or divided or classified the living world into 5 main kingdoms, namely Monera, Protista, Plantae, Fungi and Animalia. You all can well see the names of these kingdoms written with blue color in this picture. Now let's see how this living world or the living organisms have been classified. First of all, on the basis of presence of a false nucleus or a true nucleus, there are 2 divisions, namely prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Let's take up the prokaryotic. We all know prokaryotic organisms are those organisms whose cells have a false nucleus. A false nucleus means the nuclear material, which is always or mostly in the form of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is not enclosed in a nuclear membrane. So such a nucleus is known as false nucleus, and such a cell is known as a prokaryotic cell or a prokaryotic organism which has a false nucleus. Now this prokaryotic has only one kingdom, which is known as Monera, and the best example is bacteria. In standard 7th, you all have studied a bacterial cell in detail, and we know that a bacterial cell, being a prokaryotic cell, has only one DNA strand directly embedded in the cytoplasm, without having any nuclear membrane around itself. Now we come to the next part, which is eukaryotic. Eukaryotic means having a true nucleus. Eu means true and karyot or karyon means nucleus. So all the cells, all the organisms which have a true nucleus are known as eukaryotic in nature. Now this can be divided into two parts, unicellular and multicellular, on the basis of number of cells present. If the organism is having only one cell, then it is a unicellular organism. And if it is having many cells, then it is a multicellular organism. In case of eukaryotic unicellular organisms, there is only one kingdom which is known as Protista. So all the living organisms which will be belonging to the kingdom Protista will be unicellular, made up of only one cell, and eukaryotic, that is, the cell will be having a true nucleus. True nucleus means the DNA material or the genetic material enclosed properly within a nuclear membrane. Now let's see for the multicellular part. In case of multicellular organisms, it can again be divided into two parts. Those organisms whose cells are having a cell wall and those organisms whose cells do not have a cell wall. So in the first case, with cell wall, it is having two parts, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs, which means they can prepare their own food. This has only one kingdom, which is Plantae. All the organisms belonging to this kingdom Plantae, that is the plants, are autotrophs because they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis and due to having chlorophyll in them. Now, when we come to the other part, heterotrophs, it means such organisms which cannot prepare their own food and they are depending upon other living organisms for their food requirement. This is having one kingdom, which is fungi, or we can say fungus. This is a very common term, fungus. So fungus is having cell wall and it is heterotroph, that is not able to prepare its own food. In fact, all the fungi are saprophytes. Saprophytes means they always grow on dead, decaying organic matter and they derive their food from the dead organic matter. For this reason, they are known as saprophytes. Now, we have the second option, which is without cell wall. That is all those multicellular organisms whose cells are not having the cell wall. This is having only one kingdom, and that is Animalia. Here we shall study about the classification of kingdom Plantae. We all know that in the year 1883, a botanist by the name of Eichler divided kingdom Plantae into two subkingdoms, cryptogams and phanerogams. Let us first take the first subkingdom, cryptogams. As the name suggests, crypto means hidden and gams means reproductive organs. Hence, such plants in which the reproductive organs are either hidden, missing or cannot be seen are known as cryptogams. As we all can see in the chart, this subkingdom is further divided into three divisions: Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. First, let us take the first division, Thallophyta. As the name suggests, the plants which have thallus-like body are known as Thallophyta, or are included in the division Thallophyta. In other words, we can say that such plants have a soft, fiber-like body which is not divided into such parts or organs like roots, stems, and leaves. These plants are mostly aquatic in nature and can be found either in fresh water or in saline salty water. They can either be unicellular or they can be multicellular. Children, we all have seen algae. Best example Spirogyra. It is one of the example of Thallophyta. They are green in color with chlorophyll and can perform photosynthesis to prepare their own food. That is, they are autotrophic. Now we come to the second division, Bryophyta, which is also known as amphibian of the plant kingdom. We all know amphibian is an organism which is able to live both on land as well as in water. Hence, bryophytes are such plants which grow on moist soil but need water for reproduction. This is the reason they are known as amphibian of the plant kingdom. Their body does not have true root systems and leaves, whereas in its place, false roots, false stems, and false leaf-like structures are present. Children, mostly during the rainy season, you all must have observed some green color velvet-like plants growing on the wet walls. They are actually the plants which are belonging to the division Bryophyta. Now let us take the third division, Pteridophyta, which are also known as ferns. These are the ornamental plants with mainly two characteristics. First one, their plant body is divided into true roots, stems and leaves. And second, they have well-developed vascular tissue. Vascular tissue means conducting tissue which is present for the conduction of food and water. Hence, this way, we finish with the first subkingdom, cryptogams. Now, one of the main questions which arises is, if in case of cryptogams, the reproductive organs are either missing or hidden, then how do they reproduce? So children, the main method or the main mode of reproduction in case of cryptogams is asexual reproduction, which mostly takes place with the help of spores. Now we come to the second subkingdom, phanerogams. In case of phanerogams, there are mainly two divisions, gymnosperms and angiosperms. First, let us take the first division, gymnosperms. In case of gymnosperms, the plants which are present are woody, perennial, and evergreen. Now, in case of gymnosperms, the plants or the trees which are present, the main stem or the trunk of the tree is made up of hardwood. That is why we say they are woody in nature. They live for many years, hence they are perennial, and they remain green throughout their life, hence they are evergreen. In the case of gymnosperms, the main stem or the trunk has no branches, and from the top of the main stem, the leaves directly arise in the form of a crown. In case of gymnosperms, the male flowers and the female flowers both are present in the same plant, but they are present on different sporophyls. One main characteristic for gymnosperms is gymnosperms always have naked seeds. The word gymno means naked and sperms means seeds. So the plants which have naked seeds will be included in the division of gymnosperms. Now, one thing that we need to understand is what is meant by naked seeds. Naked seeds means the seeds are not covered by any natural covering. That is a fruit. They do not have any covering of the fruits. That is why we call them naked seeds. Now we come to the next division, angiosperms. In case of angiosperms, the seeds which are present have a well-developed natural covering around themselves in the form of fruits. So children, many a times we have seen, or in other words we can say, that always whenever we are eating a fruit or cutting a fruit, then we find seeds inside the fruits. What does that mean? That means that in that case, the seeds are enclosed inside the fruits and the fruits become the natural covering for the seeds. Such plants will be angiosperms, in which the seeds are enclosed inside the fruits, which is the natural covering for them. Now we come to the next part, in which we see that the angiosperms are further divided into two, dicotyledons and monocotyledons. So, try to understand from the name itself. Dicotyledons. If the seeds have two cotyledons, then they are known as dicotyledons and the plant is known as dicotyledonous. And if the seeds are having only one cotyledon, then it is monocotyledon and the plant monocotyledonous. So this way we have covered up with the classification of kingdom Plantae, including the subdivisions as well as including the subkingdoms as well as the divisions. In our next video, we'll be once again covering this classification of kingdom Plantae in detail, again taking up the two subkingdoms of cryptogams and phanerogams along with all their divisions and understanding about each one of them with examples. Hence, that way we'll be making the content very easy for us.